Ah,
Hello.
I'm watching LS. Dato, der ser det.
Ser hvad?
Der ser min LS. They're supposed to drop a link. No, der er ikke mere. Der er ikke mere. Hello. Mega love shout out. CLT. Hello. Är det någon där deltar? Är det någon där ser det? There's one in the house. Wow. Welcome. Who are you? Please drop a link or write a comment. Write a comment, please. And I'm gonna connect to you. I will connect to you if you leave a link. Drop a link. I'm gonna eat. Nobody's seeing this. I'm gonna put here and like that. And I'm gonna eat.
Altså en kylling med dig i da.
Ja, jeg har kylling med det.
Hey.
Let's get this done. Incendiary out. Moving fire. Flashbang. Deploying flashbang. Incendiary.
đường phố thì khuyến đi nè.
Get ready, folks. Incendiary out. Deploying flashbang. Flashbang. Deploying flashbang. Incendiary.
Ủa, xem.
Grenade out.
À,
Incendiary out. Throwing flashbang.
I'm gonna eat and the world is listening. Mm. I'm gonna make a gravy.
Throwing grenade. Rocket out.
Через запад стучивает 5 видов.
Throwing fire. Incendiary out. Flashbang. Flashbang. Smoke. Deploying flashbang. Grenade out. Incendiary out. Fire in the hole. Fire in the hole. Fire in the hole. Fire in the hole. Incendiary. Throwing a grenade.
lúc này có thì
Mm. With this May,
nay ta kìa. Thì lúc đấy thì có thì
Grab your gear and let's go. Throwing fire. Laying down smoke. Flashbang. Grenade out.
mm.
Throwing flashbang.
Ну, спасибо, чуваки, теперь спать надо.
Спокойной ночи.
Ready here? Let's go. Throwing fire. Okay. Throwing smoke. Go people.
Det var så rigtig godt, det kylling derinde. Den bliver helt sulten, bare man lugter det.
Grenade out. Deploying flashbang.
Na 3 person watching. 3 million 3 million people watching. Now it's 4. 4 thumbs up. May Yoso Kitchen, thumbs up po. Salamat. Salamat, Yoso. Galing lang sa trabaho kaya nagutom kakain.
Molotov. Throwing fire. Grenade.
Habang asawa ko ano ba yun, nag-play ng game, nag-game.
Throwing flashbang.
Mr. Yosef Kitchen, salamat. Salamat sa patamsak.
Grenade out. Decoys out. Flashbang. Fire in the hole. Molotov. Laying down smoke.
2 million in the house. Gutom lang po, kaya ito, kain. I just came home from work. I'm hungry, so I have to eat.
Be careful. We'll make it home tonight.
Not the Kahoot. $4 million in the house. No, only one watching. Zero is watching.
You will just say that.
No, only one watching. No, what is that?
Renee,
Why only one? Why there's zero watch?
Molotov.
Only one watching.
Grenade out. Laying down slowly.
Now Trey watching. Trey is watching.
Lock and load. Fire in the hole. Throwing fire. Throwing fire. Throwing a grenade. Smoke.
That's it.
No trace watching. Comment, guys. Why are you not commenting?
Ida,
Mm-hmm.
man kan kun se dine fingre og dit kød. Man kan ikke se dit ansigt, Ida.
Nej. Det er meningen.
Så tror jeg altså ikke nogen, der gider se det, Ida.
Jeg gider ikke se, hvis at jeg spiser.
Jeg ser dig herovre nu.
Mm. Ja, forest watching. Du kan se, hvor mange der viser os, det ligger ned under.
Ja, du har over 1130 subscribers, Ida.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Ida, if you don't show your face, people don't want to watch, huh?
Put a thumbs up, Dida.
Huh?
Thumbs up.
Huh?
Thumbs up. Den der ligger der. Ned under.
Oh, remove from like videos.
Og hvorfor har du gjort det?
Nej, det er ikke mig, jeg.
Mm.
Nu er den op igen. Ja, det er nej, jeg forstår ikke, hvad det er. Det er fordi, at du går sammen som mig, eller hvad, Ela?
Nej, det er grandma Ella.
Mm.
Try is watching now. Mm. Og der er nogen, der har kommentet, det er Yoso. Mr. Yoso Kitchen. Thumbs up på, mamma, synes jeg.
Mm.
Sweetie Fee, try thumbs up
We're going to start with some of this Hunter
grandma.
Biden stuff. He was on
Thank
Jimmy
you.
Kimmel last night. I know nobody watches Jimmy Kimmel anymore. If you don't know who Jimmy Kimmel is, he's the blackface guy that's on with ABC late night. And he interviewed Hunter, and it was just absolutely ridiculous. So we're going to play a little clip of that. Then, speaking of Joe, he is going to have male prisoners go to female.
Vil du have den der?
Yeah, and he said he was gonna do
headset?
it months ago, and everyone was like, he's not going to do it. But yeah,
Sweetie,
sending
welcome.
male trans
Welcome to
prisoners
grandma,
into
he
female
says.
prisons if they so
She says, to grandma, he says. Du kan se noget, Dida. De kan høre dig.
Ja, men du skal bruge din mikrofon og sådan noget der også, egentlig.
Ja, de kan høre her. De kan høre stadigvæk.
But there's nobody watching.
Thank you for coming. Yo. Thank you for coming. It's a sweet feet try. It's a sweet feet try. Mm. They just drop by. They just come and watch. Sumilip lang kayo. Sumilip lang kayo. Stay naman kayo. Stay naman kayo. Mm. Mag-comment lang kayo ng maano. Mag-comment lang kayo. Baka kayo ni misteryoso. Hindi pa kayo nagkadikitan. Hindi pa kayo nagkadikitan. Misteryoso kitchen and sweet feet try.
Make no mistake, yesterday was a particularly good day for the prosecution in the criminal trial of Derek Chauvin. A medical expert who was not paid
Four is watching
testified that
on
it
the
was the
house.
actions of Derek Chauvin that resulted in the death of George Floyd, explaining how Floyd would not have been able to inflate one side of his lungs due to the pressure on his back. And they even had an exhibit where Derek Chauvin's foot was off the ground, meaning at least half his weight was going into the neck of George Floyd. I saw this photo and I thought it was very compelling. But even though it was a good day, and today seems to be a good day, the defense still scored a major slam dunk, and it seems that previous testimony over the past several days, well, it's just been backfiring on the prosecution. So even with this one good moment, it still seems, in my opinion, Derek Chauvin is on track for an acquittal.
Now
And the
three
rhetoric from those
on the
paying
house.
attention and actually being honest seems to be very much so that this is all but over. Now, that would be foolish to conclude. It's not even to halftime yet.
I'm gonna
The
stay
state is
only
playing
1.5
the
hours,
and the
then I'm
defense has
gonna
yet to bring up its
go to
witnesses.
bed.
But today was particularly interesting. The medical examiner today testified that George Floyd did die due to the actions of the police. But her conclusion was based primarily on the fact that she watched the video. When asked about what would you conclude if you just saw George Floyd dead and you didn't see this, she said,
Now 4 million in the
"Well, he
house.
didn't have a heart condition." She said, overdose. But I did see the video. She claims it was the police action.
Mega
It's
love
interesting
shout out sa
you
inyong
need to
lahat.
keep in mind it's not about proving absolute guilt. It is just about raising reasonable doubts among the jury. Now this could get political.
Mag-music
The
sana
jurors
pero
might think to
bawal eh.
themselves, I don't want my city to burn down again because they all
Hindi
know
ako
what will happen. And they
pwede
might still
sa
say
live.
Derek Chauvin is guilty.
Pagbawalan.
The evidence may not be all that compelling, but there was one major moment a few days ago.
Pagbawalan ako
The
ni
expert
Whitey.
witness that was brought in by the state, who was paid to be there, actually testified to the fact that upon arrival, Derek Chauvin would have been legally right if he pulled out his taser and immediately shot George Floyd. If you're not aware, tasers absolutely can kill and cause cardiac arrest. And Chauvin chose to use a lesser force option. That being the case, it sounds very much so like reasonable doubt. Right now, the defense is going above and beyond. They don't need to prove that Derek Chauvin didn't kill George Floyd. What the defense needs to prove, or simply raise, is reasonable doubt as to whether or not Chauvin had intent to cause harm or was negligent. They could come right out and say, we know that George Floyd died because of Chauvin, but Chauvin did not
3 million in the
and he
house.
wasn't negligent in his actions. They're going even beyond this. They're raising doubts as to whether or not Chauvin had anything to do with the death of George Floyd.
Skal du
And
komme
boy,
nå?
they
Nej,
can slam
jeg skal bare opdatere.
today.
Jeg er ved at, du ved, alle de her ting, som før kørte på mit gamle kort, jeg har opdateret Netflix, og jeg har opdateret HBO.
Di buhova doik agon og doik hjem. Og det jeg ser ikke noget fjernsyn.
Det gør ungerne jo.
Ja.
Reasonable doubt much? Well, let's read what the mainstream press is saying, because I want to be fair. Okay, these were good days for the prosecution. They do have very compelling evidence. The jury is hearing in no uncertain terms Chauvin did this, but there's so much more to the case. And it's
4 million in the house.
They're not giving you the full picture, and I'm going to prove it. I'm going to show you exactly what they're saying. Before we get started, head over to timcast.com to become a member and get access to exclusive members-only segments of the Timcast IRL podcast. More importantly, becoming a member is a way for you to support my work in the event that we get purged, banned, or silenced, because, we here at Timcast and Timcast IRL challenge the establishment narrative. Well, if we get banned, we will put all our content up at timcast.com, and your membership helps us produce this. We're also going to be doing shows, music, movies, comedy specials. We're just going to be producing more and more content and culture to help make positive change, I suppose. Also, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'll say it again.
Nej, jeg
Share this
skal.
video if you really think
Det er en nem idé, og alt noget lort der.
I'm reading CBS right now. I'm reading CNN. I'm reading the mainstream press, and they are not telling you the truth about what's
4
going on.
million in the house.
Now, hold on. They're telling you facts, but they're giving you only key
Still.
details while omitting many other key details. Let me give you a simple analogy before we read this from CBS News. Imagine you're watching a boxing match passively. You're at a bar. You're talking with your friends, and you can hear the announcer in the background saying, "Wow, the prosecution slam dunk, the prosecution slam dunk, the prosecution slam dunk." You're thinking, man, prosecution's got this in the bag, Chauvin's going to jail. Then what happens when Chauvin is acquitted? You see, what's happening is the announcer isn't
Det
telling
lugter rigtig godt.
the slam dunk.
Jeg var måske lidt hungry, men jeg spiste mellem.
Ja, vil du have noget?
Nej, men jeg har spist del
When
af.
it comes to trial, what you need to understand about what is fair and unfair is not
Mm.
equal. The defense doesn't need to raise an equal amount of points to defeat the
Så.
prosecution. They need only a few to
Jeg er færdig med at
establish
spise, så
reasonable
slukker
doubt.
jeg. Ja.
Take a look at what CNN reported today. Live updates. Medical examiner who conducted George
4
Floyd's
million in the house.
Medical
Still.
examiner who conducted the autopsy of George Floyd has taken a stand in the trial of Derek Chauvin, the fired Minneapolis officer charged in Floyd's death. Hennepin County medical examiner Dr. Andrew Baker is testifying about Floyd's cause of death. Baker's testimony comes after 3 medical experts testified for the prosecution that Floyd died of oxygen deprivation, not drugs, as the defense has suggested. The first witness to take the stand Friday was forensic pathologist Dr. Lindsay Thomas, who testified for the prosecution. She said Floyd would not have died that day if he hadn't been
Mukbang
restrained by
LS.
the police, and explained that she was able to rule out a heart arrhythmia or fentanyl overdose as case of death. Quote, the actions of the law.
Det lugter rigtig. Det lugter nærmest lidt som grillmad, Ina.
Mm.
Jeg tror, der skulle ikke være noget, der går. Jeg har tjekket alle accounts. Netflix, HBO, så de kører fra den nye konto. De kører fra min gamle kreditkort.
Hvem er god? Det samme? Oh. Der er nogen, der har fjernet nogle thumbsuck. It's only 4 thumbsucks now. What happened? It was 5 before, now it's only 4. How come? Mhm. Sweet feet try. Have you removed your thumbsuck? It's okay. Now only 3 thumbsuck. What happened? Mhm. Now only 3 thumbsuck. And 3 person on the house. Did you remove the thumbs up? Only try thumbs up, no? Somebody take off the thumbs up.
Jamen, jeg forstår ikke det, hvordan det virker, fordi
Mm.
der er ikke nogen, der gider at se, der sidder og spiser kylling med lige.
Now try the see.
Ja, det er dig og så mig, og så også mit skat, ikke også? Get real.
Yeah, this helps. Mm. Mr. Yoso, did you take off your thumbs up? I'm gonna remember that.
Jeg vidste faktisk, man kunne.
And sweetie fee.
Nul 10 991.
Did I will you comment?
Why the hell do I need a new? What the hell? Non siellä.
Only 2 persons here. Only one. Now only one person here.
Yeah. Why do you think people want to watch you eat?
They don't want to watch me eat. They want to join. Connect. Connect. They wanna connect. They want my connection.
Today.
And I need their connection also.
We do have good news though. There's a phrase I'm sure most of you have heard. Get woke, go broke. Yeah.
They
Check the
connect
story
to
out
me.
from
I
Down
will
in the
connect
Comments.
to them
New
too.
rumor claims that Falcon and the Winter Soldier viewers turned off the show after Black Lives Matter messaging. Before we even get into this, I'm just going to say I believe it. So there was this meme. I would say it was meme. It was some data that was posted on Reddit where it was like critic reviews versus audience review disparities. So it was like a data Reddit, and you can see where movies where the critics said it was bad, but the audience said it was good, and movies where the critics said it was good and the audience said it was bad. Captain Marvel was one of them.
Usually, gente
Captain
no
Marvel
piensa.
is rotten according to the audience, but fresh according to the critics. Surprise, surprise. So here's the story. They say this. For those that are familiar, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is one of those new shows on Disney Plus. They say a relatively new rumor claims that viewers of the recently released Falcon and the Winter Soldier turned it off after the show featured Black Lives Matter messaging. They say Overlord DVD claims that a source communicated to him that the tune-out timestamp for the second episode of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier revealed viewers stopped watching the show before the episode ended. As explained by Overlord DVD, TOTS is logged. TOTS is timestamp. What is it? Tune-out timestamp is logged on Disney Plus whenever a viewer stops watching a particular movie or television episode. It's useful to the bean counters at Disney Plus to note when they lose a particular viewer, because this can give them valuable data about how the show is doing and what the viewer thinks about. It goes on to state, the source claims that around 5 p.m. on Saturday across the board, the timeout tune stamp, is that wait, the tune-out timestamp, I got it backwards. For the second episode of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier went crazy, with people turning off the show in droves all around the same part of the show within seconds. That part of the show, apparently, they show this image where the cops pull up to Sam and Bucky. Now, Bucky's a white dude, Sam's a black dude. And the cops are like, is there a problem, sir? To Bucky, who's white. And he's like, no, he's my friend. And they're like, are you all right? What's he doing? And then he's like, don't you know who this is? And they're like, what? That's the Falcon. And they go, oh, I'm so sorry. I saw that. I was just like, dude, come on, man.
That's subtle. That was really
It's
subtle.
subtle.
That was subtle.
Yeah.
I'm missing this. Who's the Falcon?
The Falcon?
Yeah. Not the broads. No, I don't know who the Falcon is. The broads. But is the Falcon the white guy or the black guy?
Black guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they were like, have reverence for this guy, and everyone was
The
like,
cops
oh.
pulled up and they saw a white guy and a black guy arguing, and then asked the white guy if he was all right and if he needed help because of this black guy.
Because
And-
he fit the profile.
Yeah.
He was a superhero. Oh,
People
right.
had it.
And then Bucky is like, don't you know who that is? Like, that's the Falcon. And then the cop was like, oh, geez, I didn't realize. They were doing this, the very kind of over the head a little bit.
And that's the problem. They can't keep it out of the culture. I mean, Breitbart said the greatest thing, politics is downstream from culture. All right, that's what they do, is they inject those things into the culture, and they expect people not to notice. Here's the problem. They are so unsubtle these days. Trump made them so crazy that they ripped the masks off, and they
Now
stopped
I'm
being
sitting here
subtle,
for
and
1
now they're
hour.
just beating you over the head about it.
Next
Wow.
time.
People don't like that.
Trump was the artistic Trojan horse. He got in there and just caused the entertainment industry to go haywire.
Or the
Yeah.
giant stink bomb let off in the room, or whatever you want to call it. But he made them so angry they stopped being good at their PR game.
Check this out. They want to say, the source says, quote, my jaw hit the floor. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. All the turnout was at the cop scene where it clearly shows they were ready to pull their guns on a black guy arguing with a white guy. It's clear this was the message. He goes on to state, so in other words, Disney felt like sticking a Black Lives Matter message smack dab in the middle of Falcon and Winter Soldier episode 2. And what do you know? Apparently fans who are sick to death of bad news and tragic headlines decided they had enough and turned the episode off. Overlord DVD claims, according to a source, over the course of Friday and Saturday, a full 79.9% of people that were tuning in stopped watching at that point in the story. The number would apparently increase over the next few days as well. According to this source, over the next few days, the average went up to 83.49% overall. That means 83.49% of viewers turned off the episode at almost exactly the same woke point. He adds, the source claims there were also a lot of subsequent cancellations happening in real time. Maybe it's not a real source, maybe it's not good information, I don't know. It's rumor. It's rumor.
It makes me feel good.
How about that?
If nothing else. And here's the nice thing. We can play information war, but yeah, that's actually definitive. I heard a guy say that too.
There is no
A
doubt.
A Disney guy is now in my ear right now telling me that that's fact.
What you call it, enhances my love for humanity, my belief that humanity is awake, aware, and wise. If that's real.
The Get Well Go Broke stuff?
Yeah, that people just
Look,
have no time for this junk.
I was just watching Family Guy earlier, and it's one of the older episodes where Joe, who's the cop, you guys know Family Guy, he pulls up, and then, Peter's sitting on the couch, and he hears on the megaphone, it's the police, come out, your hands up or something. Peter goes outside, and he sees Cleveland, Quagmire, and Joe in a SWAT van. And he's like, wow, what's this? And then Joe's like, come on, we're going for a beer run in this new police van. The next scene, it shows them in the police van. And then Joe goes, the van is equipped with the latest police technology. He says, Peter, stand in the circle. Peter walks into a circle, and then all of a sudden arms come down. It goes, you are under arrest. And then it grabs his hands and cuffs him. You have the right to remain silent. And then Peter goes, wow, cool. And then Cleveland goes, let me try. Cleveland, of course, being the black character. And Joe goes, Cleveland, no, wait, don't. And then two arms come down with batons and start beating him, going, minority suspect found. And then when Quagmire falls to the ground, they go, oh, no, he has a gun. And then it lowers a gun. That was really funny. It's an old Family Guy joke. That's one way to incorporate these ideas in humor that most people would laugh about, because it's not asserting necessarily as a truth. It's not like a scene in an action drama where the cops are going after a superhero. Oh, no, because they're racist. It was making a joke about racism while being very, very subtle and funny about it.
And Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder. Did you guys see that movie? I was just watching the interview with him and Rogan last night again, and he was talking about it and how it's still, he hasn't been, because that movie was making fun of the actors that would play that character in blackface. He wasn't playing blackface. He was playing a white guy that was in blackface. And it was very...
Let's talk about where this leads to as not only the result of this ideology, but one of the tactics in the ideology. And we got the story from Newsweek, which I find absolutely sad. It's sad and funny. Police prepare for another hot summer of violent street clashes as U.S. reopens. Really? Nothing's even happened yet. What
COVID is going to cause this? What people getting back from COVID is going to cause riots? I don't think that's what it is.
No, I think what they're saying is that regardless, the police are getting prepared, because even though there's been no police brutality, even though there's been no major breaking story, the cops know that doesn't matter. Right. You'll get a video of I'll give you an example. There's a cop playing basketball with the local kids, and they're all laughing. One of the kids happens to be black, and the cop he's going up to do a jump shot. He jump shots. And then he bumps into the kid falls over, and then everyone shows a clip of a cop bumping into a kid, knocking him over, and they're like, police brutality. I'm exaggerating, obviously. But the point I'm making is you'll get something out of context. You'll get some hearsay, some random rumor, and then all of a sudden, here we go again.
You know what else that article is saying is our company, Newsweek, is flailing and losing money, and we're desperate for clicks, so here's some rage bait crap.
Well, and here's the funny thing, though. The cops are getting ready. I'll tell you what the cops are getting ready to do. They're loading their stuff to get out of the way for the riots, because their civilian leaders are not going to let them stop the riots. Like you said, they got the most recent incident. Cops shoot a kid who had a gun.
Nobody wants to
Doesn't
look
matter.
at you
Yeah,
eating
that-
chicken
can
in
they
the
just do it now?
He had a gun. He got shot. The cops
Nobody's
are supposed to
watching
shoot
you,
that
like
kid,
us.
But he points a gun at him. They're not supposed to take a bullet.
Let's talk about those two girls in D.C.
Because
Carjacked
they
that
hear
guy,
that
right?
they heard and they
Carjacked
also.
him, committing a felony, killed him. They're not going to get jail time. Kyle Rittenhouse, defending a local business, chased and attacked by a violent rioters, fires in self-defense, and immediately
Not like
launches
Mia.
into resistance. He's in jail.
Like me.
Carjacked that guy, and then hit the gas and murdered him, threw him out of his car and murdered him.
No jail time.
At one level, 13 and 15, I'm like, they're not adults. I'm hesitant to elevate that. But it also sends a message that, keep carjacking. Now, Rittenhouse will get off. I have looked at that. I'm actually writing a piece that I'm going to give to the defense, justifying why that is self-defense by every legitimate legal standard. But why did he get charged with first-degree murder. I'll tell you why. Because Black Lives Matter intimidated the civilian leaders through violence into changing their policy and charging with that. Now, what's that? That's domestic terrorism.
It is. We have no real
100%.
leaders. We have no real. You got to. No one is immune to belligerence. Like, I mean, I just keep thinking of Nazi Germany, man. They thought they were a democracy up until that point, the German people. And if violent coercion can happen at any time to any group of people, so we have to be aware of that. We have to be cognizant that can take hold, man. And
There's no leaders, bro.
There's
no
no
leaders.
leader. I know. You're the leader.
Where was the prosecutor from Wisconsin to walk out and say, "I'm not charging him with a crime. Have a nice day"?
Same place the ones in Minneapolis were, or any place else. Because, but here's the dangerous thing. Black Lives Matter has now been told that violence to intimidate public policy works. So they committed terrorist acts. Those were used to change policy. And now they were rewarded with hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue and the policies they want. So we're in a situation where there are now two rules. All right, we had an afternoon of violence at the Capitol, and that was the greatest insurrection and biggest threat to the Republic in the history of first. And we had an entire
Ja, det
year
lugter
plus
rigtig godt,
of
egentlig.
insurrection by the left.
Det lugtede faktisk rigtig.
Excuse me? No.
No,
Those are the
they-
peaceful
yeah.
protests.
Mostly, jeg har
Mostly
set
fiery,
What?
but
Jeg har set
93% one of the best tirades ever. And no,
fiery, but mostly peaceful protests.
but the threat of violence doesn't even have to be violence now. Now here's where they won. They committed the violence, and they will again. Because, hey, I mean, somebody needs a flat screen. You know, flat screens are in high demand. But whatever justification they use to
Oh,
start
du
the
har
violence,
fjernet det, eller hvad?
those will happen.
Den faldt af.
These will not stop them again. And again, people now, Kyle Rittenhouse was literally acting as a member of the militia, not the militia by name, that Kenosha Guard or whatever it was, but in the Second Amendment, it is expected that in the absence of government authority to keep people safe, they have the right and the ability to protect themselves and their property. So he went and protected property at the invitation of the owners.
And he did not bring a gun across state lines.
No, friend gave him a gun, okay, and the issues about should he have had the gun, he's 17, okay, those are legitimate. Deal with those, but that's administrative.
Right.
The right of people in the absence of the police were stood down and pulled back, and people's businesses and livelihoods and lives were threatened. They have a right to have weapons and to protect themselves. That's
Wow.
what the militia is.
Here's another question. Does the Second Amendment say a well-regulated militia be necessary for free a state? The right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, unless of course you are under the age of 18, you have a mental illness, you have a mental illness,
Hvad er det? Så. Cayman Counter-Strike. Hvad er det for noget?
Hvad?
Cayman Counter-Strike.
Ja, det er jo mit navn her i Counter-Strike. Hvor sidder det henne?
Det pop-up på min. Det pop-up.
What? Jeg kan heller ikke spille herovre, den siger, der er et eller andet galt. Ela, giver du stop Counter-Strike over på den computer der?
Jeg tror, den er i stop.
Nej, jeg tror den kører nu, for jeg kan se, den siger Fergus er online. Og jeg tvivler på, at han er online hjemme, ikke også? Så.
Hvordan?
Du går ind, og er der sådan et symbol nede i hjørnet der, Ela?
Der er ikke mere. Den har jeg slukket det hele. Den der. Jo, er det den der Cayman? Counter-Strike.
Jamen, hvorfor står jeg derovre? Det skal jeg da ikke, jo.
Skal jeg slukke?
Jeg prøver at gøre det.
Sådan.
Måske nu, jeg kan slet ikke spille. Hvad kan jeg gøre et eller andet så? Hvad har du lavet, Ela? Jeg har lukket ud af min account. You have locked me out of my account, Ela.
Der var ikke noget. Jeg har ikke
Where in the computer can you see what is running right now, Ela? Where? No? Yeah.
Der er ikke mere, eller hvad?
Nej, nu har jeg bare lukket. Det var vist Fergus, så jeg forstår bare ikke, hvorfor har det noget med min at gøre, jo.
Saan du kandat?
Flashbang.
No, you can get this one.
Mario.
Behind the black.
Flashbang. Molotov. Laying down smoke. Smoke. Fire in the hole. Light alert. Line flashbang. Fire. Molotov. Ready grenade. Grenade out. Throwing smoke. Throwing flashbang. Fire in the hole. Grab him here. Let's go. Throwing flashbang. Grenade. Line flashbang. Throwing fire. Flashbang. Throwing fire. Flashback. Fire in the hole. Throwing flashback. Molotov.
Nah, just look at them.
Sure.
Throwing flashback. Throwing a grenade. Grenade out. Laying down slowly. Laying down slowly.